Okay, so welcome back to EnlightenedTrading. My name is Conrad, as you might know, and yeah, I've been gone for quite some time now. I've been doing some stuff here and there, quite some, well, also on a personal level, but mostly on, I've been studying for, my upcoming exams, tests, however you want to call it. So I've been quite busy doing that. So I don't know how regular my videos will be, but I'll try to get back to doing them, maybe mostly on the weekends. I don't know yet. So looking back on my latest video I did on my channel, that was here on 18th of November this year, still, of course. And yeah, so you might know we had our slump after the pump. And yeah, so what Bitcoin has been doing, well, as you can see, that was just around here where I said that we now broke our falling wedge and are now either looking for a retest, or we are looking for a retest and a confirmation, or we come back up and break to the upside. And well, we had our retest. I won't go closer into that, but we had our retest, and actually I'll look at this from here. And yeah, so we found new lows, as you most likely already know, and I got a few charts I want to show you. I don't know, I think there are 4 charts, but man, I can talk about this alone for at least 15 minutes, so I won't get to talking, or I won't get to talk about all 4 of them, and I'll make separate videos, at least 2 separate videos about these 4 charts, which I've been looking at. And yeah, as you might know, Bitcoin has been mostly quite boring, at least its price action. And so that also has me, a little bit interested, actually, because usually when I don't want to look at its price, it's the best time to look. Yeah, so basically very sideways. We actually reached new lows on most exchanges, and actually all of them, but we came back up, are now having a small bull move. How long that will sustain, I don't know. It looks quite contained, actually. We now reached even above 7,500 today, so that's not too bad. We are still in our pitchfork. We actually broke very key support with this trend line, but we are still holding on that level. What is interesting is on the weekly chart that we are now coming up to our lucid stars. Actually, the one furthest away is now at $8,300. So that will be very significant, actually, because once we broke our stars significantly, we have been going down ever since, actually. So, or ever since our rapid acceleration of price back in early this year, early 2019. So yeah, it will be very interesting how this will be important, or if this will be important in price action. And I do think that there is a possibility that it will be. Also, what is interesting is that on the weekly we are quite perfectly rejected of this Fibonacci line of this pitchfork, yet on a daily it looks a bit different, so that's also quite interesting. But besides that, still the lucid star will be of importance in my opinion, and I will definitely look for resistance at that level, and if we break it, I think we could have a significant bull move. Maybe we will consolidate even further on this line, also with the Fibonacci pitchfork. And what's also interesting is that now from our top, our huge doji reversal candle, we are now consolidating 26 bars, yes, 26, and are now coming up to our 28th bar soon. Tomorrow will be our 27th bar. And why I say this like that is because well, back in the day, 2014, 2015, and this of course was 2015 to 16, we had our huge consolidation. Of course, this looks quite differently, yet what does, or what is important, is that this actually made new higher highs. Also this too, but that's not too significant. But yeah, this was one which made higher highs and kept it consolidating around these levels. So and you can see our 20 or our 29th bar basically was the one which confirmed after this consolidation new higher highs, and basically started the bull market of 2016 to 2018. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't have to play out again, but it of course could. And well, you might say this looks actually quite bearish compared to this consolidation right here, and I do agree. Of course, it's not as contained, it's not this perfectly symmetrical to ascending triangle which we had back in the day, but I would also give it that it could be due to that we accelerated quite or much bigger and much faster than right here in 2015. So that could be a reason that we are now seeing a bit more selling pressure than back in the day. So that is to be respected. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a significant factor, but I do think that we are now, or we could be looking for maybe not even a big move to the upside, but our next few weeks will I think be significant for how Bitcoin's price will move into 2020, of course. So also that is important, and actually we are now seeing small selling pressure. Yeah, and what also I tend to do in these consolidation periods is I don't even bother really to look at 4-hour time frames, because it's just very sideways, very boring. Trading isn't or this is not an environment for trading, in my opinion. If you are a scalper, then yeah, of course, but this is not really trending in any significant direction to go short. We are too far beyond our highs, and to go long, I'm not too significant. Of course, I'm accumulating at these levels, and I have been all the way down. And yes, we can see still lower lows, but that will be, well, we will know that only in the future. So also on my, I think it's that, yeah, that is the chart I also wanted to show you. and it's very similar to the fact that I mentioned this consolidation right here. And maybe I do this also in weeks. So and why I extended that to this level is basically because percentage-wise, these gains are much more similar to this extent, and it's also much nearer to its all-time high back in the day of 1,200. We extended like that, it's like 46%. I mean, of course, it's not. Oh, but yeah, well, almost like 43% to compared to 46%. So very similar percentage-wise in gains measured from this top. And well, you could argue that this was this, and then we pumped, and then we pumped, and then we consolidated shortly around these levels, and then we went higher and had our big down phase, which could be now this pattern right here, with much more selling pressure, not as contained as it was right here. So also maybe something to which would speak for this area of price, and this the 27th bar of this consolidation of the top was our breakout, and as you might already know, we are now at our 26th bar. So well, I won't say that next week and basically tomorrow will be of that significance. Also, you can say we ran up previously, or we ran up quite significantly before we had our breakout of this past high. Yes, I basically only mentioned this because percentage-wise gains, it looks or it acts very similar to our now well, consolidation of down phase, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so also that's interesting in my opinion, that these bars are very similar in length and basically time, and that could indicate that we do look, or we could be looking for Bitcoin's price to move in the near future maybe. So yeah, that's also quite interesting. And yeah, what I also wanted to show you real quick was our moving averages. Well, we are moving very sideways, so on smaller time frames they aren't too important in my opinion, only to measure where price could be rejected from, and maybe this 50-day acts or is acting as resistance right now. But also moving to our weekly time frame. And yes, I'm a bit sick. Got sick over the holidays, and yeah, forgot to mention Merry Christmas in hindsight. And yeah, maybe I'll get to wish you a Happy New Year previous to it's happening, but yeah, we'll get to just later. So yeah, and moving averages, I mean, very coiling, very sideways. I will still look for this 200 day EMA. I think it's an EMA. Good question, actually. But just yeah, it should be an EMA. Well, good question. Yeah, whatever, whatever. This moving average, this 200-day moving average has been, of course, acting as a very important support and resistance, but mostly support, as you might see. So this will be significant for Bitcoin's price if we see a slump again and we test these lows. I think we are though looking for very important support actually now, also with the $6,000 level. And I think I just do this chart too, whatever. And you can see right here, this is the monthly time frame. And if you look at Bitcoin like that, you can actually see that we had it, or I mean, I won't put too much emphasis on this trend line, yet we broke it on a point, retested it, and are now coming down. So I mean, I won't say Bitcoin will go to $200 again, but I mean, from that perspective, it doesn't look too good. Although, if you would think this trend line, or if you would remove this trend line, you would actually look at a sort of pennant, and you could draw just like that, extend these highs, or connect these highs, extend the trend line a bit out like that, and you could look at a symmetric triangle. So from these highs, $1,200 to this low, to this low, and yeah, you connect those, and you basically have a symmetrical triangle or a pennant, which could be forming as bull flag. And you can then of course play around like that, duplicate this or clone it, whatever. Maybe extend this like that, have it some sort of symmetrical, and you could say that we would look for Bitcoin's price to move along this this trend line to be somewhat similar to previous price action in the past. Yet I do think that this level of like $6,000, and as you can see, it's the point yeah, excuse me, it's the 5.618 of Fibonacci retracement. And how you draw this retracement is you have to dot in the numbers, the digits on the Fibonacci extension, like trend-based Fib extension. Then you connect these lows, these highs, draw like that, and then you have this Fibonacci extension. Do it like that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and you measure from this past move from the top to the bottom, and then you automatically connect perfectly, almost this high. And yeah, you can see how very nicely Bitcoin played around this level. Maybe if you go to maybe like this too, almost. Yeah, almost. Yeah, so very interesting. Maybe okay, yeah, okay, whatever. So very interesting how Bitcoin played very perfectly actually around this level, and how price has been respecting it perfectly almost. So yeah, we are now at a very significant level of support, and I do think this could hold. Maybe this is a reversal candle. We will look for this in the next few weeks or months. Yeah, so this will be of significance in my opinion. I think that's actually all the charts I wanted to show you, or at least a rough overview I wanted to give. Well, given that I haven't been doing videos or uploading for quite some time now, I mean almost 2 months again, time flies. Yeah, so, well, sorry, I guess. I'm a person who doesn't really know when he has to be sorry. So also Ethereum maybe could be at a major breakout, or major but relatively big. You can see this resistance line has been acting quite nicely, especially on the 12-hour chart with breakout. Not too bad. I thought about trading it, but I decided against it, and I don't think it's a too bad idea. Maybe this will go to the moon. I don't hope so. Yeah, so I think that's it actually. Like giving a broader picture, overview of Bitcoin's price and what it has been doing over the last weeks and, well, 1.5 months. Yeah. Well, what are we looking for? I don't know. Maybe this will maybe this will be some sort of like inverse head and shoulders, where we have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. I don't know. I think 6,000 is likely to hold. I mean, it could break, but I think this support is, well, first very psychological, but also very technical. And technical on a very simple basis, and not on some fancy indicator. Also, the RSI, well, we are reaching to all lows actually again. I mean, it's not looking too good, of course. Yet we don't have too much room to the downside. Actually, our awesome oscillator is not showing too good of a picture. Also, the MACD, I think, isn't looking too well too. So these indicators, trend-based indicators, aren't in favor of Bitcoin's price action currently. And yeah, I don't know how important it is basically. But yeah, I will be looking at price mostly. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't know if I'll get to upload another video before New Year's Eve. So I wish you a Happy New Year. And yeah, have a good time, celebrate, do good stuff, and yeah, see you guys and girls, your people, back next time. Bye.